Thank Trump, America, for higher gas prices and groceries. Proverbs 16:18. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. This video is going to consist of information that's going to prove and show that this war is going to cost literally the American people, okay? Because the price of everything is going to go up. And I'm going to bring out the details before I even put the carriage before the horse. I want to give all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High Yahawah and His only begotten Son, YAHAWASHI, whom the world ignorantly called Jesus because the letter J in the English alphabet did not exist 2,000 years ago. Double honor to my elders at Great Millstone, taught me this truth through the Spirit. Single honor to the elect, peace and blessings to the 1/3, and confusion of faces in the four corners of the earth. Getting right into it, I have two articles I want to get into. Everything's highlighted where I really want to put emphasis on, and I'm going to leave both of the link of these articles in the description box. Nonetheless, CNN says gas is just the start. What else the Iran war could soon cost you? Ever since the U.S. and Israel struck Iran, remember, the least of the flock shall draw them out. The least of the flock is Israel. Draw who out? America. To do what? Join this war. Then the valley of Jehoshaphat, where the Lord will gather all nations and plead there for his people. Man, this is happening all so fast. The jump in oil and gas prices have become a major focus for markets and consumers alike. All right, let's get to it. So I don't know if you can see on the screen where the red, I put a red scribble there. That was the closing market value on oil in February 27. The first market value after strikes on Iran, you see where I got the green squiggly with the little red dot, $81. All right. So that was February 27. As time goes on, today is the 20th. Man, it's been going on for almost 3 weeks, right? So it went from $73 from the first strike all the way up into the weekend was March 16th. It's the 20th now. $113. $113. Almost 100% increase per barrel. Well, I wouldn't say 100% increase. I'm sorry, probably like a 70-80% increase per barrel. Understand that, people? Now, fuel surcharge is already kicking in. Shipping rates are largely determined by diesel prices. For instance, a fuel surcharge of 21.5% kicks in for FedEx ground and home deliveries when diesel prices hit at least $3.55 a gallon. So they're charging you 21.5% to deliver your goods. Why? Because of the cost of living. Remember, whenever they have tariffs, like they put sanctions and tariffs on other countries and things of that nature, mainly tariffs, those companies, the retail, the merchandisers, they're not going to pay that 15% tax or 10% tax. Guess who's going to pay it? You are, the consumer. They're going to raise the price on whatever product you're going to buy. That's how they're paying for it. So, segueing over, it says as of March 9th, so this is about a week or some days ago, diesel costs $4.86 a gallon, nearly $1 more than a week ago, according to data from the U.S. Energy Information Administration. This means a 24.75% fuel surcharge will kick in for the week ahead. So, prime example, let's just say gas was $1 a gallon. To have a 25% surcharge, 24% surcharge, you're pretty much paying an extra quarter per dollar for like a gallon of gas. I'm just trying to give you a simple analogy. If a gallon of gas was $1, but now they have this 24% surcharge, now that gallon of gas, you got to put a quarter on each dollar. So if you used to get 4 gallons of gas for per dollar, it would be $4. But if you used to get $4 of gas with that 24% surcharge, you're pretty much paying $5. Understand? Because a quarter per dollar, 4 quarters make what? $1. So It's really going to hit people. Look, it says a similar structure exists across all major freight modes, air, rail, and ocean, based on what fuel is used and the price. 2 Esdras 16:21. Behold, victuals shall be so good cheap upon earth, that they shall think themselves to be in good case. And even then shall evils grow upon earth, sword, famine, and great confusion. Because your victuals are pretty much your necessities for everyday life. It's much more than just food now and water, wine or whatever. Now it's your medication. Now it's your gas, your electric, your fuel. Right, so everything was cheap, but now everything is spiking up. This is biblical prophecy. From gas to groceries, the war in Iran will worsen America's cost of living crisis. This is from a Time article. March 19th, matter of fact, it was yesterday. What, the day before? Yeah, yesterday. Since the U.S. launched military operations against Iran on February 28th, American families are paying nearly 80 cents more per gallon for gas every time. That's my E. Alright. 80 cents more per gallon for gas every time they fill up. More than 300 million in additional costs every single day. So just because of this war, us as a collective, who drive vehicles and things of that nature, you take public transportation, anything that gets delivered. Now we got to pay what? $300 million more per day just because of this war. As a collective. That's bonkers. The cause is in shock that raised prices with eye-popping speed and scale. In just over 2 weeks, the benchmark price of Brent crude oil has surged 50%, from $67 to more than $100 per barrel, sending gas prices from under $3 to $3.70. Remember I gave you an analogy about a $1 per gallon? If they put an extra 25% on that, that's a quarter. $3 from $3 to $3.70, y'all. Thank God. Let me see, baby. Thank the Most High. I have a inline 4. But imagine somebody who drives a diesel. Well, diesel don't even burn like unleaded though. But imagine somebody who has a V8, a truck, even a V6 Honda, Toyota, right? Hellcats. Yeah, man. Yeah. This is what you get with pride go up before destruction. Now, check this out. About 130 ships pass through the Strait every month. You gotta understand, the Strait of Hormuz is being run by who? Iran. Check this out. Through the Strait every month, accounting for close to 1/5 of the world's crude oil and natural gas supply. So prior to the attacks, Iran allowed approximately 130 something vessels, ships, to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, also allowing 1/5 of the world's crude oil to pass through. That ain't happening right now. Check this out. With Iran threatening attacks on any vessel attempting passage and U.S. forces unable to ensure safe escort, the strait has been effectively closed to most commercial shipping, with limited alternative routes available. The global economy is facing a scenario of dwindling reserves and increasingly elevated prices. That's why I titled this "Thank Trump America for Higher Gas Prices and Groceries." Why? Because his pride is going to bring forth the destruction of America. First economically, then the Lord's going to do it physically via thermonuclear warheads. Now continuing, the pain at the pump is only the beginning. American families planning spring break and summer vacations will face sticker shock when they search for flights. Check this out. Jet fuel accounts for roughly 30% of airlines' operating costs. In normal times, it has surged approximately 85% since the start of the war. Damn. I just saw some on the internet too. They said like it was in Tampa International and Miami. Like over 400 some flights was canceled. Just all boom, abruptly just canceled. It was weird. At the grocery store, the damage will be felt twice. First, more quickly, as rising diesel prices raise the cost of the tractors, trains, and trucks that move groceries from the field to the grocery store, and then again months later as the fertilizer price shock works its way through the agricultural supply chain. For ordinary American families, the impact of the war in Iran will not be a single price spike, but rather a rolling series of shocks that will hit their wallets at every turn. And understand, Jake, we always been like the dregs, the bottom, the tail. Jake always makes something out of nothing. See, Esau always been living off this welfare system of a government that elevates them. But when you keep feeding somebody fish and you don't teach them how to fish, I'm saying, Esau, you've been handed your lifestyle, everything you have today, by what? By the sword, rape, rob, and murder. When Esau started to go through hard times because they're not used to it, because like Esau think he could sell his birthright like he did to our forefather and still get a blessing. Esau he's a spoiled little brat. Esau will take his family and himself out. All because he lost a job and can't pay the mortgage or may have to foreclose or something. Think about why you think they've been spazzing out on us for no reason? They see their kingdom falling. You can't build a nation, a country, so to say, off of rape, rob, and murder and think you're going to just live here happily ever after. Have you lost your rabbit ass mind? But that's the mind of Esau. His inward thought is that his generation shall continue on forever. You know? But I'm going to close out with this. 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 1 through 6. But of the times and the seasons, brethren, ye have no need that I write unto you. For yourselves know perfectly that the day of the Lord so cometh as a thief in the night. For when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them, as travail upon a woman with child, and they shall not escape. We telling y'all what's to come. Y'all talking about peace and safety. No, destruction is coming. It's the end all be all now. Verse 4. But yea, brethren, ye are not in darkness, that day shall overtake you as a thief. Ye are all the children of light, and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Meaning what? Our eyes are wide open. And it's a term I like to use too. It's from a movie. People walking around with their eyes wide shut, meaning they can see but can't perceive. No different than they can hear but can't perceive. It's like somebody who don't speak Spanish fluently listening to Telemundo, One Vision. It's like, I hear what they're saying, but I can't understand it. Right. Like the scripture say though, his ways are plain to the righteous, but they're stumbling blocks to the wicked. Ooh, remember that. And if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them. If our gospel be hid, it's because the God of this world has blinded them. You got to understand that. Let that sink in. That's a scary thing. If you can't understand these scriptures, that means the Lord doesn't want you to see the light. He wants you to remain in darkness. Man, that's scary. Anyhow, ye are all the children of light, the Israelites, and the children of the day. We are not of the night nor of darkness. Therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Also, what's even heavier, when it said ye are all children of the light, even in the Quran, Muhammad said that Moses had the book of light. So it's talking about the Israelites. Anyways. So with that being said, I truly pray y'all was edifying, fast, stay in the spirit, don't fear it, just endure it. Ask for forgiveness, pray without ceasing, stay humble, remain diligent. Kwama Allah, Maflababa, Shalom.